Hi, it's Kelly from Kelly's Corner, and it's April, and we're going to talk about stress. April is Stress Awareness Month, and we want to give you some tips on how to cope with stress, how to recognize stress. Stress is unavoidable. It's part of our lives, and we can have good stress as well as bad stress. Good stresses might be preparing for vacation or preparing for a wedding. Those are stressful, but they are positive experiences. Then there are other stresses in life which are not so pleasant. Somebody's health might be an issue. Death of a loved one is also a very stressful time. Basic needs not being met. Some people are really struggling with housing, food security, and financial stressors. There are some stressors that we have control over. So we can take the control of a stressor where we can. A lot of us are stressed by news, and although we can't control the content of news, we can control how much we are exposed to news. In today's day and age, we're flooded with opportunities to see news 24/7. I think for those of us of a certain age, remember that there were specific times of the day, in addition to getting maybe a newspaper at home, but you watch the news at night, maybe early in the morning or late in the evening. Now we get news all the time in every different format. We get it by email, we get it by social media. There are news stations that are devoted to just that, news 24/7. We are inundated with information all the time. Picking times of the day might be a good way to limit your exposure to news, picking a media and just focusing on that so that you're not overwhelmed. This is an area where you can set some limits. You can go ahead and, limit yourself to 5 or 10 minutes and then off onto something else entirely, whether that be news in print or online or on the television. I would limit not only how much time you spend each time you engage in getting information, but also how often in a day you do that. And a lot of us don't even know that it's happening. So it's hard to set a limit when we're, being influenced also by other people in our lives. Hey, did you hear this? Or did you hear that? I think that we need to respect other people when they want to shift conversations and also ask for those boundaries when we need them. Like, I really don't want to talk about that right now. It's perfectly fine. It's a way of setting a healthy boundary for you. And it also reminds the other person that it's okay for them to set a healthy boundary if you need to take a break from this stuff. So sometimes we're not even aware when we're feeling stressed. We need to be sort of aware. Are we having trouble sleeping? Are we having any difficulty concentrating? Has our appetite shifted? Do we find ourselves less engaged with family and friends? Those are signs that stress may be a little bit too high for us, and that we might want to check in with ourselves and take care of ourselves. We go back to the basics, right? We make sure we're eating better. We make sure we're following any physician's recommendations. We make sure that we're sleeping enough. We make sure that we're reaching out to people. If we need support, we reach out and get the support we need. And chances are you're reaching out to other people is going to be something they need too. So it sort of helps everybody, but staying connected with people, particularly people who show good, healthy boundaries and healthy ways to deal with their own stress. So positive people. I find it so much better for my own health to be around people who have a more positive outlook and who can set their own boundaries as well. Getting some exercise, going outside, just being outside in the fresh air is helpful. Distracting yourself through reading books, listening to music, playing music, art, meditation, yoga, prayer, all of those things are helpful to reduce our stress. Cooking, baking, Our pets are wonderful, as we've discussed many times before. Our pets are wonderful ways to help reduce our stress. So we cannot avoid stress in our lives. It's there. We can try to limit our exposure to some stress, to get help for other stressors that we can get help for, to recognize in ourselves when we are feeling stressed, and to put in place those techniques that we've had before to help us manage our stress. And remember, sometimes it's good just to take a breath.
To support Greater Lynn Senior Services and see more videos like these, please consider making a donation at the link below and subscribe to our channel.